Well, hi everyone. My name is Mike. Welcome to another episode of Ham Radio 2. Oh wait, that's just my shirt. Welcome to another episode of K&MRD Radio Stuff. Today I want to look at something Radioddity sent me, a little ham radio adjacent. We're going to be looking at the Radioddity FS-T1 FRS radios with NOAA weather, and NOAA weather alert also includes an FM radio, so stay tuned. So before we begin, I do want to say that Radioddity contacted me and asked if I'd be interested in reviewing this radio for the channel. Naturally, I said yes, so here we are. Again, it's the Radioddity FS-T1. It just says T1 here, but FRS radio. Let's see what we got here. Got a nice little welcome. Erfreut uns sehr, Sie als Radioddity Kunde zu haben. Wir bitten Ihnen... I don't speak German. Comes with a little instruction manual here. Probably some in English and some in German for all of our friends across the pond. So that's good. Got a couple orange lanyards there. Nice to have wear around your neck if you're giving them to your kids or something so they don't lose them. Two, what do we have here? This looks like a 1 to 2 USB cable for charging. So that's nice, one USB cable to 2 micro USBs for charging. We've got a couple earbud things here for your tactical communications. And let's see, we've got a charger with USB. And then we've got the radios themselves, some batteries, and these look to be the belt clips. So let's fire one of these up. See what we get here. 1500 milliamp battery, so that's pretty nice. That should last us a while. I think we get 2 watts maybe with FRS radios, I believe. So 1500 milliamps should last quite a while. Just snap in nice and easy. Looks like the belt clips just kind of slide in. Oh yeah, that was easy. Okay. Let's get these guys going. Oh, now it's official. And let's see, turn them on.
Welcome. 1.
Sounds like a Bofang.
Welcome. 1.
Cool. So let's play around with them. So just looking at the manual, I wanted to show a couple features. Much like a ham radio, you've got 50 Ctcs tones, 104 DCS codes, you've got Timeout Timer, Vox, backlight on-off key, battery saving function, dual channel standby, which is actually pretty nice. You've got 2 different channels there, so you can monitor 2 different channels. Keypad tones, keypad lock. You do get broadcast FM, LED flashlights, USB charging, PC programmable. I assume that would be for maybe setting your privacy tones and whatnot, and then 10 calling tones. I'm not sure what those are. So it's got a lot of features built into it for a nice little radio. These are like 30 bucks for the pair at Radioddity's website. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check them out if you're interested. So taking a quick walk around the radio, the left we've got our nice PTT. I want to see, these radios actually feel pretty nice. I mean, they're lightweight, but they feel pretty sturdy. You know, I don't feel like if I dropped it, it would break. So that's pretty nice. So PTT, here's where a USB charging port is. So you just slide that out of the way. There you can see your micro USB there. We've got our menu button, a sound and lock button, your up and down, your monitor key, FM for the FM radio. On the right hand side, we've got our button for, we've got a flashlight that's just continuous on. You push it again and it'll beep, kind of emergency mode. Push it again, it's off. On top we have a headphone jack, little 1/8 inch headphone jack that you can plug your tactical comms earpiece into. And then we have on the top our power/volume knob.
1.
And then the back is our belt clip. I suppose you could get a slide-in charger for this. This doesn't come with it, but you got a positive and negative on the battery there, so I suppose you could charge that. And the fixed antenna. And that's about it. So let's take a look at the menus.
Menu.
But before we do, I am going to turn this beep off. So it's very much like a Bofang if you're familiar with that. You like select it, it goes down, you change it,
Confirm.
you hit enter, you go back. You can hit the PTT to exit the menu. So now let's take a walk through here. Let's go back to menu 1. So menu 1, you've got your receive code, and then you just hit the menu button, brings the arrow down. Now you can change it to whatever frequency you want to have your subaudible tone. If you want a receive code, kind of like a CTCSS, well, that's pretty much exactly what it is. Then we have our transmit CTCSS. They call them privacy tones, I think, in the FRS world, but it's all the same thing. It just sends a subaudible tone, so you can select whatever you want there. And we've got our squelch, 0 through 9. Usually just keep mine at 1 unless you're in a high RF environment. And we've got our key light.
Backlight select.
So backlight select, I think if key is like if you touch the key, it'll turn on the light. Off is off, and on is on. Just be continuously on. So I'll leave that on for the demonstration here. The beep, if you somehow want your radio to beep every time you push a button, you can leave that on.
Confirm.
And then here's your Vox level. Probably 1 through 5, I'd guess. Yeah.
Confirm.
And then we have power. I think it's just high and low. Yeah, so it's probably, I don't know what the power is, maybe half a watt and then 2 watts, I would guess. I think 2 watts is the new legal power for FRS. And then this is your TDR or TOR. I can't tell you what that stands for, but it's
Dual standby.
dual standby. So let's turn that on.
Confirm.
And then we've got our wide narrow. I'll just leave it on narrow.
Confirm.
I think certain frequencies are narrow and certain frequencies are wide. I don't know an incredible amount about FRS, but
Save mode.
not sure what save mode is, but it was default on, so we'll leave it on. Then we've got our timeout timer. If you accidentally leave the PTT key on or you're just long-winded, this will tell you, hey buddy, stop transmitting. So 90 seconds, 120. You can set it for whatever you want, or you can just turn it off. I'll turn it off. BCLO, which I'm going to assume is busy channel lockout. This disables the PTT on the channel you're using. If you press the PTT button while using the channel, the transceiver will beep and will not be sent. So that makes sense. If somebody else is talking, it won't let you key up on them.
Menu.
So that's a good thing. And then we have a ring. This is to send different audio tones. So say you got a bunch of buddies and you all got FRS radios, you want to contact someone, or if they're away from the radio, you can send a ring. So let's demonstrate that. So you can select ring, and then you can select which kind of call you want.
Confirm.
Let's see which is the most annoying, I think. That kind of sounds like Transformers, actually. Let's use that one. So now you can see there's a little note above the screen. So when I transmit to this other one, I think it'll send that. So now see, my tone is now the Transformer tone. So that's like if you're with a bunch of guys or gals, I suppose, and that can be my tone. Someone's away from the radio, you can just hit that and be like, hey dummy, go back to your radio. So that's pretty neat. It's kind of like an alert, and then you can start talking. So that's pretty cool. And then the last menu is the weather. I think it's the last menu anyway. Almost. So you've got weather, like NOAA weather. So now that's on.
Confirm.
And we get out of there. Now we've got our weather channels. I think there's 10 of them. So you just got to scan through and see which one is near you. Maybe. So apparently I get very poor reception of any weather stations around my house. I actually have the NOAA channels programmed into my base VHF, UHF radio at home, and my antenna is about 20 feet up in the air, and I only have like 2 or 3 bars, so On this little antenna, we're not going to get it. I actually walked outside with this and didn't get any weather channels. Closer to the city, I have picked them up. I promise you this does work. I've used this before, but we're not gonna be able to demonstrate that here. I hear channel 6 on my radio, my VHF UHF radio here in the shack, but it's not picking them up here. Even my my Yaesu VX7R with the really long signal stick antenna is having trouble getting it. So just know that the weather works, I promise you. If you're close enough to one of the towers, that is. Next thing we have is the voice prompt.
Voice prompt.
So that's exactly that. So you can turn it off. Chinese, English. Let's do Chinese.
确定
Jing ding.
语言选择
Exactly.
Confirm.
Or you can turn it, whoops.
Voice prompt.
Or you can turn it off. So that's all the features in the menu. You can also hit monitor to get back. And then we also have an FM radio. Ew. Country. There's like no rock channels in this area, but you can see you get your FM radio. And that's the only rock station in Houston. And that's what you get. And then looks like we got a lock button here. If we long press that, let's see what that does. So we get our lock thing up there, so we can't do anything. Everything, all the buttons are locked out, except for FM apparently. And our PTT. Long press it again, gets rid of it, and then we can go back. But it's cool, you've got all the different channels in here. So you can see the channel number and then the frequency. I don't even know how many channels FRS has, but I think it's like 20 or so maybe. $22. Okay, so you got 22 different channels. And it's pretty neat that you've got basically like dual VFO kinda. So you just long press the up or down arrow, and then you see the arrow is down on channel 2 there. And you can change that to whatever you want. So maybe you want to listen to channel 6 on one and channel 1 on another, or channel 2 or whatever. So that's pretty neat. Always love dual standby on my radios. I'm not a big fan of having just one frequency on there, so that's pretty neat. So now that we've had a healthy look at all the menus, this would all be for naught if it didn't sound good. So let's take a test. I'll do a test with the earpiece thing here, and I'll do a test with the microphone, and we'll see how it sounds. I'll tell you, these do have great audio. They're very loud, so I'm expecting to see good results here. This is an audio test of the Radioddity FS-T1 using the internal microphone on the radio. Check 2 sibilance, check 2 sibilance, 1 2 1 2. This is a test of the Radioddity FS-T1 using the external Tacticool earpiece microphone. Check 2 sibilance, check 2 sibilance, 1 2 1 2, testing. So there we have it, gang. Not a bad little bit of kit for $30 for the pair. Again, I'll put the link in the description. Not a bad set of radios to have in your kit with you. Maybe you're going on a car trip, taking a couple cars, you can give one of these to the other car. You're going camping. Unfortunately, not all your friends are licensed for amateur radio. You don't need a license for these. You can just get on the air and talk. They're frequency locked, so you can't do anything illegal with them, like transmitting outside of the frequencies allotted for the FRS bands. So nice bit of kit. They feel rugged enough to withstand the K8 MRD radio abuse for sure. Not waterproof, but they are kind of like ruggedized buttons and things like that. So yeah, for 30 bucks, I mean, it's kind of a good idea to have some other forms of comms other than ham radio in your kit. So I like these. I recommend them. I'll leave a link to the Radioddity website where you can get these. I'll also leave a discount code. I think it's just use K8MRD as a discount code. You can save 15 bucks or 15% or something like that. So anyway, thanks so much for watching another episode of K8MRD Radio Stuff. 73, guys.